you know, it's so easy to be pulled in any direction with all the you know, attractions and the things and the side things. Hey, there's parties, there's drugs, there's booze, there's women, and then you're like, you know, I gotta be a pro. I gotta go home and I gotta write some jokes and I gotta do a show tomorrow. So you gotta stay focused and always keep it tight.
Yeah. All right, guys, got Carrot Top here today. Longest running comedian in Vegas history.
Good lordy, right?
Crazy.
Man.
How many years you on now?
Well, if you add up all of them, I think 30.
Holy crap.
30 years, yeah.
30 years.
19 at the Luxor and 10 at MGM, and it's almost 31 at Bally's.
Yeah, I feel like most comedians don't last more than 10.
Minutes. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I've been lucky.
Damn. You still want to do another 30 more?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like Biden. I feel like, yeah, I know, I'm ready to go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm still having a good time, too. I think that's the important thing, I think, enjoying it, you know.
Yeah.
I enjoy the process of writing jokes. I love the energy of getting up there and doing it every night. It's a new crowd, new audience, so it's fun.
I love that. Yeah, Vegas is always a new audience.
Yeah.
Dude, you're looking jacked.
I am. I have been training a little bit. Summertime, getting my bill back.
I might have to hire you as a personal
These
trainer.
fans gave me the shirt last night, so I'm wearing it. It's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. There's two kids, and they look just like Bill and Ted.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Little
yeah.
young kids, and they had their long hair. So
damn, I gotta
so
check
I'm going
them
to wear
out.
this shirt on this podcast tomorrow.
Dude, you must be working out like 2 a day. Like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, about once a day.
Okay.
But,
yeah, you're the most jacked comedian I've ever met.
I'm the most jack comedian.
Was that a goal of yours?
No.
Damn.
I'm just carrying all my hate mail. That's where it comes from.
You do get a lot of that.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
On social media?
Well, everybody gets mail. Like, everybody gets hate shit. You know, that's part of being, especially Carrot Top. My God. People love just to it's gotten less. I mean, years ago when I first started, it was just like, you know, who's this guy? And it was kind of cool to hate me. And I've done it so long now I've become kind of a staple of, you know, I've been doing 30 years, 40 in comedy. So I think it's probably gotten around to the point where, hey, he's pretty good. He's been doing it 40 years. So
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that at first, though. You got a ton.
yeah, they like to in the beginning because there's something new and something, which was odd. You think that would be the opposite reason. You know, you do something original that's new, and people hate that. They don't want new and original and funny. They want, like, they'd probably rather me do other people's act, which was the most, you know, the most forbidden thing to do back when I first started doing comedy. Like, you do your own material. And so that's why I kind of went the route I did with the props and the other stuff, because I'm saying no one could say I stole their act. I mean,
Right.
I'm carrying around a walker with a dildo on it and a crime watch sign, so, you know.
Has anyone tried to steal your material?
People have tried to steal my props, like, just to have them.
Yeah.
We catch them all the time, like, Dad, you can't take that. The Tonight Show, a couple of shows have stolen my prop. I had, and even just simple ideas, like a social media thing. I had one where Mike Tyson, speaking of, you know, ears now, it's a popular topic now because Trump got shot in his ear. So I had a couple of Trump jokes with the ear, and but I had one that was for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear. The joke was, you know, he bit his ear. So I was on the Tonight Show so I had this, like, you're the George Foreman grill. Everybody would say, yeah. I said, the Mike Tyson has a grill, and I opened it up, and there was an ear on it, and it killed. And it was like, you know, the funniest thing. So the next, I don't know, 2 weeks later, Jay does this whole segment on the show where he does, like, these props, these things that we found in junkyards. And I'm like, he did my exact joke, like it was the Mike Tyson's grill. I'm like, you got to tell your writers to maybe steal a little bit. I mean, Jesus, don't steal right from the show you did it on.
Damn.
So
that's crazy. So he was at the show and then stole it?
Oh, the writers.
Oh, the writers.
Writers
Oh,
are
so
looking
he
for,
might not have
writers
known.
are looking for bits, and writers says, hey, do that one, you know. But I was just on the show, like, it was a week later.
Wow.
And I'm like, really?
I always wondered how those shows come up with random topics, but that makes sense if they just go to other people's
sometimes
shows.
they just lift them like they did mine.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
A lot of those shows are losing audience now.
Yeah.
Podcasts are taking over. Have you
They are,
noticed that?
really, they are.
Yeah, I know you go on a few. You've been on Rogan too, right?
Yeah, Rogan's great. Rogan's super duper.
Him alone is getting more views than all these shows combined.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. Times are changing. I know those shows were like the thing when I was growing up.
Yeah, they were. Tonight shows and late night, you know, Letterman and all those, they don't compare to what they used to be now.
Yeah. Why do you think they've lost their appeal?
One, I think it's because of this, what you said, this new format, new concept. much easier, much quicker to do a show like this than it is that. They've turned real political. I think a lot of people aren't going on those shows because the politicized of them. I've been doing it for years, and it was always just fun. And then you go on now, and it's mostly policy, political driven. So it turns away a lot of people.
I feel that. Do you even touch on politics in your shows, or you stay away?
I do in a roundabout way. I mean, I do a Trump impression where it's so bad. It's actually with a cold today. It's kind of not good, but just that the joke is basically something about. He always claims everything he makes. So I do a joke about, burgers. There were hot dogs, but never burgers. I made burgers. You could look, the administration didn't have burgers. They had motels. They didn't have hotels. My friends were like, stop. I said, there was stop. There was to go. I made stop. And this Trump, anything you say, he will just start like he invented it. We didn't have microphones. No one had microphones. So that way I do. But on that, I don't get too political. No one cares about it. And I don't think to get people riled up over it.
Yeah, I know some comedians dive full into it.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. It's Carrot Top. You don't want to see me doing goofy things.
Yeah, Vegas is tough, though, because I feel like it's a mixed political crowd, so you don't want to kind of...
Oh, it's definitely mixed.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far down one road.
Indeed.
Yeah, I saw Shane Gillis just did a Trump thing on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I didn't, but I like him.
Yeah, he's so funny. He might be my favorite.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I saw him when he was coming up. He opened up for Michael Rappaport.
Nice.
Like 5 years ago, and he was unknown. His trajectory has been insane.
That's great.
Did you see him really coming up like that early on?
Yeah.
Because you probably know all the same comedians, right?
Yeah, we're all aware of each other and look at each other.
Do you see them as competition, or is it friendly?
No, never competition. I mean, I look at them as I just like watching how other comics work. It's always fun to see the process, how they come up, how they write, their style of comedy, how they deliver it. Everyone has a different delivery, a different approach. A lot of mine is observational. Like a lot of my stuff is everyday things, like people that back their car in. I do a whole joke about that, and it was turned into our routine. But it's great because I see people pull. How many people back in and people clap? And I said, it's you people that are ruining America. And then they all like, why? I'm like, you're what the we're first out. You're last in. It doesn't matter. You're unless you're robbing a bank, just park your car. And we have all this digital jokes that come with it. So I'm like, it's funny visually. You'll see, your cap is bigging. We're not quite at the gate. If it ever could stay in their seats while I back this, and then it shows a picture of this plane backing into the tarmac. So it's funny looking because people. It's just it's pop culture. It's like that's what we're talking about. Imagine a pilot backing his car and his truck and plane in.
That's a good point. People that back in, how much time are you actually saving?
None. They're spending more. Exactly.
Yeah, you're spending more.
I don't know who gave them the idea that was supposed to be the quickest way to park, but it's
that is interesting. How often are you changing your jokes and material?
Oh God, every day I try to add. Well, every day I try to add one thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't care if it's just one thing. Whether it be a bit, a board, or add something to something. But usually once a day I come up with something that might be on the news, that might be with all the campaign stuff going on. It's been a big week with making, jokes, but I try to do one a day.
That's actually insane. I didn't know that. I thought you just did the same show for months
at
a time.
No, I never done that. Never have done that.
Because a lot of people do that.
Oh, I know. I don't know. Well, in their defense, a lot of those guys, if let's say a Chris Rock, let's say, is getting ready for a special, and he's getting ready to do that hour special in Omaha, he's going to do that same exact show for however long it takes for him to get it down right. And then he'll do it and tape it, and then he'll go and he'll mess around and back.
Yeah, because he's practicing.
He's practicing that exact thing. But I'm not necessarily getting ready to shoot a special, so I don't have to change. I can change my every day.
Right.
But if they came to me and said, "Hey, we want to shoot a special," in a month or two, I'd start tightening it down and staying.
I'm surprised you haven't been approached.
Yeah, we've had been approached, but more documentary kind of stuff as opposed to a special.
Okay.
I'm not really keen on just doing an hour special. I like the document.
The money.
I think just by just giving away the hour of the show, that kind of seems dumb to me. It's like you kind of want to give them a tease, and then they want to come see the show. I think if you do the show on Netflix, they've seen the show, and then they go, "Hey, want to go see a show?" And then they come like, "We just saw that." So the documentary, you get to also know how I got here. Well, how the hell did I get here? And you get to see the behind the scenes, and it's more of a learning to know who I am. Right. Older people might know, young people might not really be aware of my career and how I got here. why I'm still here. I think that'd be a fun documentary.
That'd be really interesting.
More and get you know, testimonials from, you know, other comics. Get Jay Leno, you know, all these other people saying, hopefully, nice things about me. But, you know, to say, like, yeah, it'd be fun to see who is Carrot Top.
Yeah, there's something to learn from your longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like the LeBron of comedy.
I like that, the LeBron of comedy.
Yeah, I mean, he's 20 years in, you're 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's about to wrap up, I think. His son's in the league now. You follow NBA at all?
A little bit. I know his son got in the league. I know that's kind of a proud moment for him.
Any sports you're big on?
I'm probably still more football than anything else. Still football, yeah.
Okay. What's your team?
Well, the Dolphins, but you know.
You live in Vegas.
Well, but I'm from Orlando, so when I was a kid, we had the Miami Dolphins, so I've always stayed true to them.
Yeah, I can't remember in my lifetime them ever being good.
No, probably not in your lifetime. They were barely good in my lifetime. I think it was when I was 2.
Jeez,
Yeah.
you don't even remember.
No.
Yeah, my Giants.
Well, literally, I was born in 6. So in the 71, that was when they won.
Damn.
So yeah, not in my lifetime.
You look good for your age, man.
Great
71.
for my age.
Yeah, that's impressive. Out here in Vegas, it's easy to get wrapped up in the partying, and drinking, and clubbing. But you say,
but I'm old, so I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
You're very
That's what keeps me. I am disciplined. That is a really big part of the comedic too. Is discipline. With anything, is discipline. I don't care what job it is, but especially a job like show business. You know, it's so easy to be pulled in any direction with all the you know, attractions and the things and the side things. Hey, there's parties, there's drugs, there's booze, there's women, and then you like, you know, I got to be a pro. I gotta go home and I gotta write some jokes and I gotta do a show tomorrow. So you gotta stay focused and always keep it tight.
Yeah. Did you go through a phase in your younger years where you were?
I don't know if I was that. I mean, I'd never been a partier, but I mean, I would go out more than I did when I was young because I had energy. You know.
Yeah.
Show's over and like, let's go get a drink. You know. Now it's like, let's go home and watch Sports Center.
Yeah, because there are a lot of comedians that go down that road, like drinking and drugs or whatever.
Yeah. No.
Seems to be common in that space.
It is.
But that's cool that you stay locked in. Yeah, it's easy in Vegas to get distracted.
And I was just on top of that Vegas. So on top of not just being a comic in Las Vegas. How about that? You know,
a lot of distractions.
So much distractions.
Yeah, you probably get invited to so many events, dinners, parties, clubs.
Yep.
Damn, props to you, man. 6 days a week you're performing. 6
days, yeah, 6 days.
That's
off
crazy.
on Sunday, yeah. It's fun though too because you kind of get into a rhythm. You know, you get if you have one where you're, you know, you always have the next night, you know, to kind of fix it and try it better. You know.
How many people are in the audience usually?
4 million. No, it's about 400 people.
Okay, that's a good size.
Yeah.
So you could really feel the energy and see if it's a good show or not.
Yeah.
Has there ever been like a show that bombed?
Oh yeah, every comics had to have a show that bombed. Although I would say bombed, not professionally now, not bombed. I mean, I had one that I didn't think went as well, but I don't have one that just you tanked it. I mean, I've been doing it too long to. You kind of learn how not to have a tank. But when I first started, oh boy, yeah, there's a lot. You're just so green, you know. There's a lot of shows. I remember in clubs, you know, and you'd eat it, man. But when you come off, they're like, that was great. And so you sometimes would think, you know, even to this day, sometimes when I'm like, man, that was horrible. Like, people were like, that was great show. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. So they don't know until you tell them, you guys suck. Then they'd know.
Yeah. That must hurt. I mean, getting off stage and getting booed and...
Yeah, like I said, I'm lucky in my fan or my career where I am at that I have fans and I have people that go to see it specifically. They're not going to boo me or heckle me.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you got people coming multiple times.
Oh, yeah. God, these guys gave me a shirt last night. Been in the show like 10 times.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're changing your material...
And they're young kids, and it's they to be that young and still seeing the show that many times.
That's cool. Is this the main thing? You got any other businesses or podcasts that you're starting up?
We're always doing something. You know, we do a lot of podcasts. We do. We're trying to do a documentary. I'm trying to write a book. There's some talk about maybe a movie too, and I've done some movies that are still coming out. Did up some parts in some. I had like little cameos in some. That's what's fun about I'm on that show Hacks on HBO. It's always fun about this job. You never know, you know, the next day that like they call me and say you want to be on. Most of those things happen. Wouldn't say by accident, but I mean just by not planning them.
Right.
I remember Larry Sanders. If you remember his show, I was driving in LA, just going to lunch or something. They said, "Where are you?" And I'm like, on the 405 stuck in traffic. Like, where are you? Can you get to the CBS studios like in the next 2 hours or something? And I was like, yeah, what? And it's a Gary Shandling show. And I was like, oh, what am I doing? Like, you don't even need to bring your props. Just go down there. So I went and I just kind of played a character, and then they put me in it. And an hour prior to that, I had no idea. I was going to eat lunch. I had no idea I was going to be on one of my favorite shows, Larry Sanders. So sometimes things just happen, and you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
The Hangover was one of the best. But I was backstage getting ready for the show. My manager came in and said, there's this guy. He was kind of like a no. There's this guy out here that they said they're shooting this movie, and they want to know if you want to do something in it. I said, when? They said, like, right now. I'm like, right now? I said, well, we're getting ready for the show. And they said it'll literally take 1 minute. And I said, they have a script? He said, no. He just bring the director in. It's Todd, Phillips.
Yeah.
I don't know him. He says, hey, Todd Phillips, we're filming this movie called Hangover, and it's, these guys, and the joke is they just want to they're partying with you. So I said, all right. They all walked in. Now, I don't know any of them at the time. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, Zach, I said, yeah, I know him. You're a comic, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, ah. And they said, so what's the, they're all like, Carrot Top, like, this is crazy. I'm the big, star, and these guys are all now huge stars, right?
Yeah.
But this movie hadn't hit yet. So they're all just like in shock, star-struck of me. And I thought it was funny. And they said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. What's the plan? They said, what would, we'll be drinking, and he'll pull his shirt up, and you'd be laying on his belly drunk. And I'm like, they're filming a little bit, and I'm like, well, this isn't funny. I said, what if we're doing like, and they all like, yeah. And I'm like, well, that'd be funny. I mean, doing with Carrot Top is pretty funny. I mean, I don't know. I think everyone knows or there probably is this assumption that I do, part of my appearance. I look like I do drugs. I don't. So they said, if you're, I said, yeah. So my sister went and got some Sweet and Low, and we made up, all these lines. He put one on Zach's belly, and I was throwing it off his belly, and then all of a sudden it was hilarious. It looked like a party. It looked like they came to my my backstage, and were doing blow with me, and that made the movie. So
wow.
But that's one that's not knowing. They just happened, never knew, and then they left, and all of a sudden, dude, you're in The Hangover. I'm like, what? And the one that we did. Yeah, it's huge. It's like the biggest movie in the world.
That's crazy.
And so I'm like, oh, cool. I'm glad I did it. And then people go like, dude, I know you did any coke. I'm like, no, it's a movie.
Wow, so that scene was kind of improvised. That's pretty.
Yeah, totally improvised. Yeah, a lot of things in comedy really are. A lot of things.
Damn, yeah, that movie's legendary.
Movies, sitcoms. I mean, sometimes there's a base script. Sometimes you just kind of improvise off it.
Damn, should have had you in the second one too.
They tried.
Oh, they did.
It was going to be exactly that. They were going to be in a plane going to Europe, and I look back. I'm in first class, and they're all back there getting drunk and crazy. Mm-hmm. And the lady says, the gentleman up front would like to buy you a drink. And they all look up. There's the curtain. And they pull the curtain back, and I'm like, we do some
classic.
And yeah.
But what happened?
They just never got. They would just were too far along and couldn't get back to do it. But he was like, Dad, dang, why didn't you tell me earlier? Because I thought of it. I thought, hey, I got wind of it that they were filming the second one. So I thought, oh, I'll come up with a bit. He loved it. He was like, damn it, that would have been so good. Great callback, but oh well.
Did they film both in Vegas or just the first one?
I have no idea. I think the first one.
Okay. I don't remember.
I've been cut out of so many movies now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I bet everyone you probably interview, if they ask them how many movies they cut out, they probably have dozens.
I didn't know that was common.
Well, I didn't either, but I've been cut out of, yeah, it is very common. What happens is, they shoot all the footage they can. It's not that they didn't like me or my scene. They just got to the point where they say it's not needed.
Damn. I'd be
the
so
scene we
hurt.
shot with, when we shot with Melissa McCarthy, it was brilliantly funny, but it did, when we shot it, I kept saying, this is a weird scene. It's kind of like a flashback. She ate some bad fish, and she went on this trippy thing. And they just, when they probably put the movie together, they're like, it doesn't make any sense.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, a little too edgy for their liking, I guess, right?
Yeah, who knows?
I feel like a lot of movies are kind of soft these days.
Yeah.
They're not as vulgar as they used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Adam Sandler movies don't hit the same anymore.
Right. True.
Those used to be hilarious.
Yes, he did make good movies.
The 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But his new ones on Netflix, they're decent, but nothing like the old ones.
Right.
But you want to eventually create your own movie one day? Is that something in the books?
We did a movie called Chairman of the Board, which I did in God, whatever year it was. And it was my movie starring me. But it was an interesting time because I'd never been in a movie. First time starring in a movie, and I'd barely even gotten behind a camera. I'd never been on a crew, and I've been on the Tonight Show and whatnot, but I never had a movie crew where there's over 1,000 people on the set, doing something, and everyone's looking right at me, and they're all like, everyone's getting me ready and getting me in the camera, and action. You're just like, it's just a lot to absorb, especially never doing it.
Right.
So I did okay considering that was my first ever doing a movie, cold as blue green as I could. But we had a great cast. We had the supporting cast was Raquel Welch and Jack Warden and Larry Miller and God, you name it, they were all in it. And so it really, really was fun. It was a legit movie. And it still holds up to this day when we see it. It's
okay.
It's a good movie.
I gotta check it out.
Chairman of the Board.
So you were a producer and actor?
No, I was barely an actor in it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't produce. But I used a lot of my ideas. I wrote with the other guys, and some of the scenes are my props that I was using. Like I was an inventor in the movie, so when I came into the pitch, I had some of the jokes that I use in my show in the movie as an invention kind of thing. So
that's
in
cool.
a sense, I kind of help. I should look and see if I was a producer on that because I should.
Yeah, you might have to make a
writer producer.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I think that's needed.
Chairman of the Board 2. Get ready.
Get ready, guys. What year did that one come out?
90 something.
Oh, so it's old.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 30 years old almost. Damn.
Yeah.
Been at this for a while, man. Do you even go to the movies anymore?
No. No, it's not, I know. I just don't. I was trying to think. The last movie I went to see. The last movie I saw in theaters was that new Top Gun, I think.
Top Gun.
The new Top Gun.
Okay.
Because everyone said you got to see it because of the surround sound and the jets. So I saw it. And it was very good. But other part of that, geez, Blazing Saddles. I mean, it's just been that long.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah. I mean, these days everything just comes out on streaming.
It's true. It's on. You always wonder if movie theaters are even showing movies anymore. I didn't even know they existed.
They got to be hurting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
everything you said. Everything streams.
That's scary. Is the comedy space slowing down, like the movie
No,
space?
the comedy thing's still going. Live comedy is still people want to see live comedy. Thank God.
Okay.
People do stream it too, but I think you still get that live audience and they're watching comedy.
That's
the rawness
good.
of it. Yeah, we hope.
So that's one of those spaces that's recession proof.
I don't know if it's recession proof, but as of right now, it seems to be.
Okay. I mean, right now I feel like we're in one.
Yeah.
And if you're still getting spots filled.
Well, people always want, that is one thing during a recession and hard times, they want to laugh. That's one thing people really, find their medicine from getting to laugh and kind of forget about their problems. That's why they don't want to talk about politics.
Do you think social media helped the comedy space overall? Because a lot more eyeballs saw it, like the new skits and stuff?
On social media?
Yeah.
I mean, I still have I haven't figured quite that one out yet. If social media does that, I mean, whether just not maybe for me or as other people. I mean, some people have become, huge internet stars are off of social media.
Yeah.
I mean, just as one example, Justin Bieber, I think, was one of the first. Or the Kardashians did. They have a show, but there's people that are musicians and singers that have become huge just off social media.
Oh yeah, and comedians like Theo Von.
A lot of comedians.
Andrew Schultz, Theo Von, Trevor Wallace.
Yeah,
there's a few that really blew up from social media.
Yeah,
but that's not part of your marketing strategy.
No, it is part of it. Yeah, you just got to get people to it's like, here, it's up. We've already heard of him. Let's get good guys.
Yeah. Plus your stuff, you kind of don't want to put out, right? You want it to be more of a surprise.
Well, I put it out. Yeah, we put it out a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, like your prop things, you put it out? Okay.
I always put it out there and show the making of it and the new prop of the day or whatever the week, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Because a lot of times there's a shelf life to it, too, so you want to get it out.
Yeah. Were you on Reno 911?
Was that what?
Were you on Reno 911, the show?
Yes.
What were you doing in that show?
You didn't do your homework. Yes, I was on there.
No, I knew you were on there, but what went down on that episode?
Actually, what went down on there was hotel furniture right off the balcony into the parking lot.
Oh,
yeah, it was a great scene. I'm in my room in my robe, and I'm partying on my floor excessively, and I'm throwing TVs off the balcony and my launch, my sofa, and they come bring me down, and I'm in a robe, and I'm saying, look, sorry, I'll write you a check. And I have like a rubber bank check, like it's a rubber check, and it's some stupid thing. And I grab the guy's gun and I run. I get in his car and I peel out, and they go chasing after me.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a fun episode because I'm completely not playing me. I mean, I would never act that way, and I wouldn't take a gun and steal. But I'm shooting at them and I'm peeling out of the hotel parking. So it was very fun.
I missed that show, man.
Yeah, it was a good episode too.
Yeah, Jason Aldean threw a couch off the balcony.
Yeah, yeah.
You're also on Family Guy.
Yeah,
that is one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah, of all time. Yeah,
they just hit you up to come on.
Yeah, same thing. They had an idea, and they said, "Do you want to be the voice of it, or do you want us just to get a voice for it?" I said, of course, I want to be the voice for it. So they sent me the stuff, and I went to read it, and I was like, oh, man, this is really, really not funny. Which, hard to tell them it's not funny. I'm talking to people that are...
Talking to Seth? You said that to Seth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd he take it?
Well, he said, okay, but it's funny, though. I said, no, it's horrible. And he's like, what's not funny about it? I'm like, well, one, it's a pun. It's just like, it's the dumbest thing. I mean, Carrot Top's already the lowest common denominator. Then you have me do puns. Now it's really horrible. He says, well, I thought that's what you do. I said, no, I don't do puns. I do like inventions and whatnot. So he said, explain to me then what would you like to replace the prop with? And I said, how about my paper cups and string phone that has call waiting? And he's like, oh, that's great. That's clever. And that's good. But that wouldn't work in this because the whole thing is it's dumb. The prop has to be dumb. I said, so you're making fun of me because I'm dumb? He's like, well, no, but and we've already made the animations. I'm like, well, then why did I spend an hour trying to talk you into doing my cups and string if we already knew that was what you were married to? So I said, okay, well, it's horrible. I'll do it. So I did the voice, reluctantly did the voice to it, and then they had me go back to LA because I had to do another part to it and loop it over and get it anyway. So I'm sitting in with them now, face to face, and I said, it's all of them. It's like 10 of them. I said, this is horrible, by the way. And everybody's just like, they're all going, this is great. I'm telling you, Scott, this is great. Everyone loves it. So I said, all right. So I read the lines, and everybody's laughing. I'm like, it's horrible, though, but it's funny to you, but you're not the one. But the joke was it was like a saw that had glasses on it. Huh. And the joke was, look, it's a seesaw.
Oh,
and I'm like.
That's kind of hard to.
So I said, this is horrible. And I kept saying, it's horrible. This is horrible. And so they all said, no, you're wrong, Scott. I'm telling you, this is the highest rated one we've done in a long. We've already, shopped it and got everybody's comments, and they howl.
Really?
So I said, okay, I trust you, and it was great. And people still walk up to me and say, seesaw, it was great.
What? Yeah, to me that's too hard to put in my head, like to register the joke. Yeah, like when you have to think about the joke too hard. Yeah,
Well, it's a pretty easy joke.
I mean, horrible. Seesaw.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, damn. Well, they know what they're doing. They've been on TV for a while.
That's what I said. I gotta listen to the pros.
Any other shows or movies you want to make an appearance on?
Well, yeah. I mean, I love doing. I love anything. I just love being part of movies. I love being part of shows. I love being. Especially if I'm kind of the odd guy out. Like most people book me in things that, you're going to be Carrot Top. Mm-hmm. I have done one where I was a really horrible, mean, like killer clown.
Damn.
Which is, I think, is going to be really cool. It's just, I just am this murdery guy and covered in blood, and so it's kind of cool.
I'll check that out. I'm
not really revealed as Carrot Top. I don't think it's just.
I love horror movies.
I don't think it's just clown, but.
Did you have to wear a clown thing, or was your hair?
No, I
enough?
used my own everything. But I had blood and I was
Damn, when's that coming out?
I don't know. They don't know. It's coming out soon.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that one out for sure, man. Well, where can people find you and check out your shows, man?
Well, they can find me at the Luxor is where the show is, and carrottop.com, and they can look me on Instagram, which is real Carrot Top Live. Rest of us like Real Carrot Top is my Twitter and Facebook.
Perfect. We'll link it all below, and I'm gonna check out your show soon.
Yeah, check it out. We're every night, 6 nights a week.
Cool. I'll be there next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Come out. All right. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. As always. See you tomorrow.